Money is always a very emotive thing to both think about and talk about. There are a lot of people who cannot even have healthy money conversations, whether they are having that with their spouses, their siblings, or anybody else. Because, see, we are so trained to work so hard for money. And the promise of what money avails to us sometimes puts us in the place of great sensitivity. When you have worked for a whole month and earned a particular amount of money, when you lose that, you feel you have lost a whole month. Each and every day, waking up for and going to work for 8 to 9, 10 hours a day, having all those hours per week, everything that you give up and give out for, and then you get a particular amount of money, you want to guard it with everything. But sometimes people are also not very careful about how they use their money or how they keep that money. Making money is one thing, but having that money, work for you, build you, grow and increase is a whole different issue altogether. That's why this week we are talking money sense right here on Wisdom Moments on K24 with me, CJ Atemo, the Sage, coming to you from the Panari Hotel, the Presidential Suite. It's a place that I would love for you to visit. Check it out. It's on the 10th floor. It's got quite enough space, enough room for you to have business meetings, for you to have social meetings. And of course, you will have the king side bed and you'll have an excellent view of the Nairobi National Park. It's just 6 kilometers or thereabout from the city center, 6 kilometers from the airport. So if you're coming in from outside the country, or even if you're within and you'd want to have a place just to have yourself relax and work or just totally unwind, please check out the Panari Hotel and especially the Presidential Suite. All right. So I started sharing with us yesterday, just giving some insight on money sense. And every single day, Monday to Friday, we're here at 9:55 a.m. And remember to plug in on my social media platform, CJ Atemo, and the YouTube channel, CJ Atemo as well. Subscribe, set notifications, watch, post your comments, like, and share. I started by talking about, you need to track your money movement. A lot of people do not do that. And so they never can really tell where their money goes because they don't track their money movement. Today, I feel like talking about how you spend your money, because there are those that are spending money on things they do not need. They're spending money on things that they do not need. Eventually, they begin to feel like their money did not bring value. So if you're going to, keep your money and help yourself and have the money work for you and help you, you need to spend it on things that you need. Now, somebody will say, well, sometimes you got to spend a little bit more on things that just make you happy. We'll talk about that as we go. But basically, you have to start from the point of foundations and you spend money on things that you need. How many things do you buy that you don't even need? How many things do you spend money on that you didn't need to spend on? See, you've got to have a level of discipline. In places like government, they'll talk about fiscal discipline, they'll talk about financial discipline as well. How do we spend our money? Where do we put our money? Sometimes people spend on projects that will never bring back. People will put money on programs that will not benefit anybody. So the money has gone out. It looks like it's being spent. But then is it beneficial? No. Money that is spent needs to bring value to the spender. Money that is spent needs to bring value to the spender. So if I put money on something, it needs to bring value. Whether I'm putting that money on a shoe, I'm putting it on a dress, on a suit, a phone or something, I need to feel the sense of value of that money. It should not be that I just bought it because I could. You see, it is not guaranteed that you will always make the money that you make or get the money that you get. And so some of the money that you will easily let go and spend anyhow could be the money that was supposed to secure you in the future, either with a savings or an investment. If you put it somewhere else, it could earn you an interest, or it could be somewhere else where you can actually borrow, like if you went into a cooperative society. So you cannot just spend money because it is available and because things are around you. The money that you spend needs to be spent on things that you need. And yes, sometimes you need a holiday. It is not that when we talk about needs, we're talking about the basic, just very basic needs like rent and food and that. No, Sometimes you need a holiday. So you spend it on the holiday because you need a holiday. You buy a new phone because you need a new phone, not just because you're being drawn to buying stuff. You spend on a new dress because you need a new dress. You spend on a shoe because you need it. Every single day you will find people advertising and marketing things. And those things will look very nice, very beautiful. You'll have a lot of holiday destinations. But the truth is, you cannot live your whole life going on holiday. When do you work to earn the money to go on holiday? You cannot buy every shoe that is available. You cannot go onto every site online and buy everything that you see. And you cannot cope with every new gadget. After every 2 years or 1 year, they will be changing and talking about an upgrade. And you can't be doing that. So you have a phone that is still working. It's brilliant. And then just because 1 or 2 features have been added to another phone, you want to have it, yet your phone is still okay and you don't even need those features that are in the new phone. Put your money where it brings value to you, where you can go to sleep and know that you're not being wasteful. You see, you cannot disrespect money and have money work for you. If money is just like any other worker, then money needs to have a healthy relationship with you if it is going to be your servant. You know the way you would quit a job and say, I have a toxic boss? Well, money also runs away from people who are toxic. You can't just disrespect it. Just spend it anyhow. Just use it. If you don't put on it value, you will not have it for long. So do not spend on things you do not need. Do not spend on things that you do not need. So when we talked about the element of tracking your money movement, you need to track how you spend. Track how you spend. Look at where most of your expenditure goes. This is the importance of keeping records with things like receipts, because then you can tell where your money has been flowing to. And you have to be very honest with yourself. When people say, I don't know where my money goes, sometimes they're just not being honest. You've got to be very honest with yourself that if you have the records of how you spend, whether it is mental or just little notes somewhere or receipts that you get, invoices that you will be receiving from elsewhere, statements from your phone and mobile money. When you just go back and look at it, you will look at and see your spending patterns, spending behavior, and you will be able to tell where most of your money goes. The question then would be, is it adding value to you? Is it bringing value to you? You cannot just live on the feel good. Do not spend money on things you don't need. Now, there's a place you will grow into where your excess will be really surplus. If you grow well, there is a place you will get to where your excess can be very outrageous. That's when you see people doing things like parking 5 cars outside because they've grown themselves to a certain place where the excess that they have can now afford certain luxury. But if you are at the basic level of life and you are a middle level income earner, you need to put some discipline to how you spend your money. Spend money on what you need. If you don't need a 14-bedroom house, don't go into it. If you don't need a 7-bedroom house, don't go into it. If you don't need the second car, don't buy it. If you do not need another gadget, just don't spend on it. If you can get the same value from spending less, then go that direction. I hope that this has made some money sense to you, because that's what we are talking about this week. Check out the social media platform CJ Atemo everywhere, LinkedIn, connect with me right over there. If you would want me to have a talk, a session with you, personal or group coaching, whatever it may be, you can send us mail on the email address that is on the screen, cjatsol@gmail.com, and I'll be so glad to respond to you and to connect with you off the screens. But subscribe to the YouTube channel, CJ Atemo, and set notifications. Watch, post your comments, like, and share. Remember, this is coming to you, partnership with the Panari Hotel, and I've been shooting from the Presidential Suite. Check it out, visit, make your reservation, have your booking. Come and spend, probably because you need a break. Till the next time.